Yeah, hello friends, good morning. Welcome to this session, guys.
Good morning. Thank you.
Yeah, Rahul. Yeah, I can see some more people here, so we are good to continue. We are good to start this session here.
So,
Okay, so now we'll see some very basic things today, and then we will see what is server administration and network administration. What are the roles and responsibilities of server administration and network administration? Okay. Now, before we see anything else, I'll just want to show you one computer network. I'm not sure how much you are aware of this computer network, how much knowledge you have, and maybe you have done some courses before or maybe not. Okay, so this is a computer network, friends. What you see on your screen is a computer network, and this computer network has many devices here. Like, we can see there is a device here with the name server. There are some computers here, laptops and desktop. All this comes under computers category. Then we have something called switch here. Then there is a router here. Okay, then we have a firewall here. There is an internet connection in our network. Okay, and we have some printer also, we have some scanner. So what you see right now on your screen is a computer network, a typical computer network. The size of the computer network can be any size, actually. Any size in the sense, right now we can see only 6 computers here, but it can be like 60 computers, or maybe 600 computers, or maybe 6,000 computers. That is possible. There are many companies where we have like some thousands of computers. If you go to big company like Amazon, Yahoo, Google, Microsoft, these are very very big companies. These are very big MNCs. We can expect like thousands of people working in a single branch. A company like Amazon that they have the branch in Hyderabad. They have many branches in India, and one of the branch they have is in Hyderabad. And in this Hyderabad branch, they are planning to take up to like 35,000 people. So it's a huge number, right? 35,000 people working in single branch. So like this, there can be like hundreds and thousands of people working in our company. Okay, so if there are thousands of people, obviously we have some thousands of computers. And coming to server here, friends, we can see only one server in this setup, but I can guarantee you like there will not be a company anywhere where a one server is enough. It's not at all possible. If there are like 6,000 people in a company, you can expect around 80 servers or like up to 100 servers, or maybe a bit less or maybe a bit more actually. So there will be many servers in a company. There will be many servers in a company. In the same way, there will be many switches, many routers, and many computers. Firewall, it depends. Maybe 1 or 2 firewalls are enough. Routers also, the number can be less, like 3-4 routers can be enough. Okay, but coming to switches, servers, and computers, the number of devices will be more. Number of switches, servers, and computers will be obviously more. Okay, friends, so this is a computer network. This is a very simple and common computer network that we see in each and every company. Now, let us see what exactly is a network. If I ask you a question like what is network for you? What you know about a computer network? Can you please define in a simple way or in a simple language what exactly is a network?
connection between two devices or more. Right.
Exactly. See, I have never heard any other answer actually in my life in last 12, 13, 14 years in a way. Like, normally whenever we talk about the network, we say like connection of devices. That is what a computer network is all about. Of course, it is connection of devices. And what devices we use in a computer network? We have already seen the devices. Let me just write here. We use computer or servers, switches, routers, firewall. Okay, then we have cables. We use cables to make connections there. Then we have printers. We have some more devices like, normally CCTV cameras are also very common in computer networks now, etc. So we have many other devices like wireless devices, voice devices, and some more devices will be there. But these are the most common devices we use in a computer network. So let us come again, friends. Computer network is a connection of devices. And what are the devices we use? The devices are like this: computer, servers, switches, routers, and all these devices. Okay. Now, let us see what is the purpose of a computer network. Again, if I can ask a simple question to you, friends, can you please tell me what exactly is the purpose of a computer network? Why devices are connected with each other?
Sharing data.
Exactly. Again, this is a very simple answer we hear every now and then, like sharing data. Okay, I'll do one thing here, friends. Okay, I'll just try to save this first. This is from CCNA 830 class. Okay. Okay, you said sharing data. So I agree with it, like sharing data is one of the main purpose. Let us take a small scenario here. Imagine this is your computer and we have one more computer here. There are two computers and these two computers are connected with each other. So now we can say there is a computer network. Okay, let us say, suppose they are not connected with each other. One computer is, let us say, like a red computer and one computer is a blue computer. Fine. Now suppose in this red computer here, friends, there is some data. Data means it can be files or folders or movies or pictures or whatever. So there is some data here in this computer. Now, again, a very simple question, friends. Without a connection, without a computer network, can we copy the data from red computer to the green computer? There is a folder in data. There is a data folder in red computer. So can I copy from here to there without a computer network?
Yes, we can do that by using external devices like USB.
Exactly. Exactly. We can copy by using a DVD, pen drive, flash drives, all those things, right? So there is much more than possible. We can copy the data from red computer to green computer by using a pen drive. That is
Yeah.
more than possible. That is what we do actually when we share our data, when we share a movie or maybe a game or maybe some college document or any file, something from our friend's laptop. We just copy in a pen drive and we go and copy that back in our laptop. Okay. Now, what if there are, like, suppose some 500 computers in your setup now? All these are computers. Now, still I will say I can copy the data in a pen drive. I can go to all the computers, remaining 499 computers. I can copy the data in remaining 499 computers. Still, it is possible. I can copy data in all the 499 computers by using a pen drive. But just imagine how much time it will take now. It may take like more than a day to copy data into 500 computers by taking the pen drive, connecting the pen drive to every computer. Then it may take like more than one day or maybe like a couple of days. So if there is a computer network here, friends, if the devices are connected with each other, then what happens now? No need to take an external device. No need to carry a pen drive or external hard disk or a DVD or whatever. Just sit on that computer. Like suppose we have some people here. I'll use your names here. Like say Rahul is sitting here. Okay. I can see Kunali. I hope it is correct. Is it Kunal or Kunali? Is it Kuran? Kunali Rajput is here. And there is one more person here with the name Divya. So these three people are sitting here. Okay, Rahul, Kunali and Divya. So these people are sitting on their computers, but we can see clearly they are connected to the red computer. There is a network here. The devices are connected with each other. Now, Rahul can access data, Kunali can access data, Divya can access data. They can access data from their own computer. So how much time it will take? It will take very, very less time. Instead of taking a pen drive and going to Rahul computer, Kunal computer, Divya computer, and all the other computers, they can sit on their computers and they can connect to the red computer and they can access the data from that computer. This is actually one of the main advantage of a computer network, that is sharing. Sharing is the most important work of a computer network. Now, sharing is again a terminology which we use, which will not use like in a actual way. Normally, whenever we talk about sharing, normally people say like sharing data. Okay, of course we can share data. We can share our data, but besides sharing data, we can do some more sharing here. Like if you go to this diagram, the local area network setup here. Sorry. Okay, see how many printers we see here, friends. There is only one printer, you can see clearly. One printer is connected to the network and there are some tens and hundreds of people working there. Now, so by using one single printer, can all these people, can they take printout? Yes, they can take printout, because a printer will be shared with multiple people. So a person like Sachin can sit on one computer, Dhoni can sit on another computer, Virat Kohli can be on some other computer, Shah Rukh Khan can be on some other computer. They can sit on their computers and they can connect to the same printer and they can take a printout. But how that is possible? If you share that printer with multiple people, then it is possible. So we can not only share the data, we can share the print hardware also. Okay, and internet, it's a very big thing. We cannot see a company without internet. Right now we are able to communicate with each other. Right now we are able to take a online class because of internet connection, right? See, in this company there is an internet connection coming here, and suppose imagine there are totally 700 people working in your company, or maybe 1700 people, or maybe 17,000 people, it doesn't matter. There are this many people working in a company. Let's go with 1700 people. Okay, how many internet connections do we need to take now? See, we can take only one internet connection here, friends, and this one internet connection we can share with all the 1700 people. Take a single internet connection, share with 7 people, 1700 or 17,000 people. That is again one advantage of a computer network. We can share our internet. One more advantage, remote access. Work from home. Because of COVID, many companies are allowing people to work from their home. So how they are working from their home? The server is there in a company. Maybe suppose you take example of a city like Hyderabad. I'm right now in Hyderabad. So I'll take example of Hyderabad. Suppose there is a company somewhere in high-tech city. And suppose you are sitting in a place called Secunderabad. There is a place in Hyderabad called Secunderabad. And high-tech city and Secunderabad is approximately like 25 kilometers apart. There's the distance. Okay. So you're sitting in Secunderabad in your home, and you can connect to your server which is there in your high-tech city. The company is there in high-tech city. How that is possible? What you do, you use your computer in your home. There is an internet connection. By using internet connection, you are connected to the company's network and you're working. This is work from home. This is called remote access. So you have the permission to connect to the company. Imagine you are working for a company like Wipro. Can you connect to the Wipro network from your home? Of course, because there is a permission in Wipro server for you to access the Wipro network. But I'm not working in Wipro. Can I connect to the Wipro server, Wipro company, by using this internet? Although I have internet, but I don't have the permission to allow the Wipro network, so I cannot connect. So remote access is again a advantage of a computer network. So like this, we have many more advantages, but these are the most common advantages we need to remember about a computer network. Okay, sharing data, sharing hardware, sharing internet, accessing remote devices, and so and so. This is your computer network, friends. So there is a business anywhere, whatever business it may be. Maybe it is a shopping mall, maybe it is a banking sector, maybe it is a airport, or maybe it is a big MNC, maybe a university, maybe a hospital. Wherever you go, we have a computer network. Okay, and in this computer network, we have the devices. Now, please listen carefully. Computers, servers, switches, routers, or whatever devices we take here, friends, the devices will not work automatically. The devices will not work automatically. There should be someone who should configure the devices, and the device will work according to our configuration. I repeat, The device will work according to our configuration. Whatever configuration you do in a server, the server will work according to our configuration. If you're sharing internet by using a router, we should configure that in router. We should share the internet. Once connecting the cable does not mean all the people can access internet. No, we should share the internet connection. We should allow people to connect to your network from remotely. Maybe suppose there is a branch in Dubai, suppose there is a branch in America, in India, thousands or maybe like lakhs of people are working for American companies. How they are working for American companies? Companies are somewhere in USA and people are sitting somewhere in India, and they will connect to that company remotely and they start working. That is, this is called outsourcing, right? The jobs will be like the people are working from some other place. Companies in one place, the people are working from some other place. So all these things are possible if you configure the computer network. It's a very simple thing to understand, friends. I repeat again, the devices, whatever devices you see on your screen as of now, the devices will not communicate with each other. The devices will not work with each other. The devices will not, make any security things or configurations or sharing or anything on their own. Server is a very intelligent device. Router, switch, computer, these are very intelligent device, but the devices will not work without our configuration. Whatever configuration we do in server, switch, router, firewall or computer, the devices will work according to our configuration. So I hope things will look much more easier for us when you think in this way. Normally people say like, oh, it is a server. Server is a machine which will do this. Of course, server will do many things. But what I said, server will not do anything on its own. Server is a hardware machine. Just unplug the cable from backside. Will it work? Of course, no. If you do not power on the server, will it work? No. In this same way, if you do not configure a server, the server will not work. So we should not keep this machine in our brain. We should not say like, oh, it is a very intelligent machine. This is a router, or this is a switch and blah, 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 all these things. No, the devices will work according to our configuration. So what we need to learn in this MCAC and CCNA courses are this server administration and network administration are, you should know the types of servers, how to install server, how to configure server, types of switches and routers, and how to configure the routers and switches. This is what you should learn actually. This is what administration is all about. You should know how to configure the devices, and you should know how to troubleshoot and how to manage all these devices. This is what a life of administrator is all about. So I repeat again before I take a break for 30 seconds. Please listen carefully. Whatever devices you see on your screen, the devices are like, very intelligent devices, because whole internet is working on these devices. If there is no server, if there is no Google server, can we use internet as freely as we use today? Maybe no. If you go with like a router, if there is no router, can we share the internet connection? Again, no. Okay. So computers, routers, switches, all these are devices we have in a company. So the devices will work according to our configuration. So the only thing we should know here is we should know how to configure the devices. We should know how to configure the devices, how to do installation, how to do configuration, how to do administration. This is what we need to learn. Okay, friends, so please take your time. Please take 30 seconds. Just try to revise what we have said till now. And if you want to add something, or if you have any queries here, we will see, then we can move into the next topic. To make things more easier for us, I'll just write a note here so that you can see this clearly. That's the bottom line here, friends. In computer network, devices will work according to the configuration done by the administrator, and you're the administrator there. Okay, fine. So I hope things are looking easier for you, much more easier. Okay, so let us go and see some more things about this computer networks. Okay, let us see some examples here so that we can see how things are working. So we have this setup here. We can see the setup. We have all these users sitting here. Okay, now and just remove everything first. Okay, fine. First of all, one server is not sufficient. Like I said, there will be many servers. Like, there is something called email server or a web server or a file server, a database server, DNS server, DHCP server. If I go to my browser and if I say www.google.com, right now I'm connected to Google server here. Okay. You know how many servers are involved here now? There is something called Google web server. There is a Google database server. There is something called DNS server and there is a DHCP server. At least these 4 servers are working for me. When you say google.com in your computer, these 4 servers are working for you. Okay, now I said google.com. What if I say gmail.com? Normally we know like Gmail is also a service provided by Google, right? Gmail is a email service provided by Google, but there is a difference between google.com and gmail.com. Google.com is a web service and gmail.com is a email service. By using google.com we can search anything there. It's a search engine. We can search anything, but by using gmail.com what we can do, we can simply send and receive the emails. That's it. That is what we can do in gmail.com. So both are different services. So there are many services we have. The meaning of server is providing services. I'll give a simple example here. If someone says like he is working for government, he is a government employee. If I say like I'm a government employee, what will be your question? Your question will be you're a government employee, but in which service? Are you from health department or education department or electricity department or agriculture department? There are many departments there, right? I'm the employee of government, but there are many services we have in government. Police is one service. Okay, so like this, we have different services. So when you talk about a server, when you say server is just a machine actually. Server is a machine that is running some services. Technically speaking here, friends, server is a machine that will run some services. So this server, imagine it is a file server. So when I say file server, we can expect like there is some data here. People are connected to this file server and they can access the data. That is what file server is all about. If I remove file and if I select email, there is an email server also. So if I say email server, you know what happens? Email server means users will send and receive emails. They have the emails saved there. So one is a file server where we have files and folders. One is a email server where we have only emails. Okay. So right now this is a file server. Now, suppose imagine in this file server, there is a folder here with the name project. Project is a folder here, friends. And this project folder contains some files here. Like suppose the file names are java.document, cloud.document. These are the documents. And we have one more here like say security.document, the firewalls and all those things. It's a very simple scenario, friends. Project is a folder and this project folder contains 3 files: Java, cloud and security file. Now let us take the users here. Again, I'll go with the same users which I am seeing here. So one is like Kunali and the other person here is Rahul, and I have one more friend here. His name is like say Azhar. So we have 3 people here: Kunali, Rahul and Azhar. Now we can see clearly all these 3 people are connected to the file server. And in this file server, there is a project folder and that project folder contains some files. Okay. Now see the connections, how they are connected here. If you go from the Rahul computer, see from computer, there is a cable here. That cable will go to switch. And from this switch, again, there is a cable that will go to the server. This is your physical connection. We'll see more about physical connection in our coming classes. But as of now, this is a very simple connection. Fine. Now, again, a simple question, guys. Can you please tell me, these 3 users, Rahul, Azhar and Kunali, can they access the project folder from file server now?
Yes, they can.
Yes, they can. You're saying yes, they can, because you can see they are connected with each other, right? Maybe that is the reason you said yes. But the answer is no. Rahul, Kunali, and Azhar, they still cannot access the data from the file server. You know why? The reason here is Rahul, Kunali and Azhar, these three people should have permission. These people should have permission to access the folder. These people should have permission to access the files. If they have the permission, they can access. If they don't have the permission, they cannot access. This is as simple as this. These people should have, these people should have permissions. Okay, friends. So if they have permissions, then they can connect to the server and they can access the folder and they can access the files. So how they get the permission here? They get the permission from server, and who will provide the permissions to him? The server administrator will provide the permissions. If server administrator is saying, let us like go deep into our scenario. If server administrator says, okay, Kunali user should have the permissions to access project folder, and Kunali user has read and write permission. Read and write permission. Read and write permission means Kunali user can access project folder. Kunali user can access Java, cloud and security files, and Kunali user can make all the changes there. That is read and write permission. And suppose for Rahul user, you said only read permission, and for Azhar user, you said only read permission. That means these two users, Azhar and Rahul, they can access the project folder. They can access the three files which are there in the project folder, but they can only read. They cannot edit anything. They cannot make any changes. Okay, they cannot write anything there. Okay, this is what the permissions are all about. So what we have done, we have given permissions to users. So and so user should access this much. Okay, for Kunali user, we said Kunali user can access project folder with read and write permission. Now we can do some more changes. We can select, okay, Kunali user should not access the cloud file. This user should access maybe Java, and the user should access security file, but the user should not access the cloud file. So this Kunali user will be connected to the server. Kunali user can open Java file as well as security file, but the user cannot open the cloud file, because that is the permissions we have set there. Those are the permissions we have set there. So like this we can make changes there. Like this we can configure our server. So whatever configuration we do in a server, the server will work according to our configuration. If I take a very common example, we have mobile phones. We know how to make a call in by using mobile phone. We know how to send a message by using a mobile phone. Now how to make a call by using mobile phone? First of all, unlock your mobile phone, go to contacts, search for the number, and just say call. Then you're connected to the person. How to send a message? Go to message option or go to WhatsApp or wherever, type the message and say send to that particular person, then only message will go. Now is it possible like this? Like suppose from our mobile phone automatically a call will go to some person, or automatically a message will go to some person? That's not possible, right? We are not using the technology in that way. We have to make a call, we have to send a message, then only the call and the message will go. Here also same, friends. The servers will not work on their own. We have to configure that. So it's a very, very simple scenario. I took the project folder with some files here, and I said, okay, these are the permissions we are setting on this particular folder. So according to our permissions, the devices will work. So whatever permissions you set there, according to the permissions, this server, the router, the switch will work. So we need to simply learn what permissions are there and how to provide the permissions, how to give the permissions. Like, when you take your mobile phone again, there is a way of saving the phone number in your mobile phone, right? We can go to contacts and we can say new contact, enter the name, enter the number, and this is safe. And there are some more options. We can enter the address or the email address or the house address, or maybe like alternate number. Those options are still available in our mobile phone. So enter all these things and save. The number is safe. There is a process there. So similar process will be there in server, router, switch, and computers. Each and everything is predefined. Like in our mobile phone, everything is predefined. Like, you know, when you send a message in WhatsApp, there are certain settings there. We can send an audio message, that is voice message, or a video message, or we can send the text. So all these three options are available where we should simply know how to use this. So in this same way, friends, in servers and routers and switches, each and every option is available. So we have to simply know how to use those options. This is what administration is all about. This is what MCAC, CCN and all these courses are all about. Okay. So in a general way, MCAC is a course that is dealing with your servers, and CCNA is a course that is dealing with your routers and switches. These are the two most important courses. Server administration and the network administration are the two most important courses for any person who is planning to make a career in networking, who is planning to start a career in administration. So when I say networking and administration, I'm not talking only about MCAC CCNA. There is something called Linux, there is something called VMware, cloud computing, security, ethical hacking, wireless, voice. There are data centers. There are many courses available, friend. There are many paths available. But to go to any place, you know, right now cloud computing is very famous. People are more interested in cloud computing, learning wise, working wise. There are more jobs available. You know what is a pre-requirement to learn cloud computing? You should have the concept of server administration and network administration. Server administration is like MCAC, network administration is like your CCN. You should have this concept. If you want to go with security, security in the sense firewall or cyber security, there are different types of security courses available. You know what is the pre-requirement to learn security courses? Again, you should have the concept of server administration and network administration. If you want to go with like ethical hacking, a person cannot become a hacker, ethical hacker, if he is not having the concepts of server administration and network administration. So in future also, whatever you are planning, you should have the concept of server admin and network admin. These are the two courses. These are mandatory for every person. Okay, these are mandatory for every person who is planning to make a career in networking. Okay, one more thing. First of all, you will get a job only on server administration and network administration. Like I said you before, there is no company where there is a computer network and the network administrator or the server administrator is not needed. Every company has servers, routers, switches, computers. So who will manage these machines? Like I said you when I started the class, the devices will not work on their own. There should be someone to configure the device. There should be someone to configure that particular device, like a router, switch, or a computer. So that person is server admin and a network admin. Okay, so now please take your time. I hope you got some proper idea now about computer networks and what are these courses and what we have to do. So just take your time, 30 seconds, just try to revise everything. And if you want to add something, you can add. If you want to ask any query, if there is any query, we'll see everything now. So it's over to you now, friends. If you want to say anything, you have two options. You can talk to me directly over the phone, microphone, or you can send me a message in the chat box. There is a chat box. I'm just saying hi there actually, so that you can receive the message there. Both the ways we can communicate with each other. It's better you always send the message. Okay, but right now we are like, you know, we can talk over the microphone also. Okay, fine. So this is your computer network. These are the devices we use in computer network, and this is the purpose of computer network sharing. Okay, and the main thing here is the devices will not work on their own. We have to configure the devices. According to our configuration, devices will work. And what you see here, this is a very simple computer network we have. Okay, it is the computer network that we use in most of the cases. Same devices, most of the connections will be same. Configuration will be again same, but according to the company, configurations will change. Configurations will change in the sense, you know, like again take the example of mobile phone. In some people mobile phone, we see like 5 to 10 apps, but if you go with some other person, maybe we can see like 20 30 apps. It depends on the usage. Most of the people use WhatsApp or maybe Instagram or maybe Facebook or Twitter or some messaging, some other messaging apps. We use these apps, but there are certain people they use in WhatsApp for sure, as well as they use Ola or Uber more, or maybe they use Swiggy or Zomato more to order food or to book a cab. So it depends on the scenario, which app you're using in your mobile phone. Maybe I have not used maybe Swiggy till now. Maybe I'm more into like Ola and Uber to book a cab and all those things. So like this, some differences will be there in each and every mobile phone, right? So here also same. Servers are same in every company, but the configuration wise, there can be more or less configuration. Some configurations in your server can be more, and some configurations in my server can be less. It depends on the scenario, depends on the company. But overall, we have to configure the server, we have to configure the router, switch, computer, firewall, printer, cables, and all these things we have to do. This is what you learn in MCSE for next 35 to 40 days, and that is what you learn in CCNA for next. These are the courses designed for learning the administration part, and these are the administration part needed for you to go for any other thing. See, I'll be taking cloud computing classes also. If you go to this cloud computing, this is Amazon. Okay, I'll do one thing, friends. I'll just switch on a server first. Let me just show you how this server looks from inside. Okay, so this is your Amazon cloud computing. What we can do in Amazon cloud computing, you have any idea about cloud? Maybe you heard about cloud computing before, but any general idea about cloud? Okay, I'll just put some basic things here about cloud. Cloud means, there are two ways of making a computer network. There are two ways of managing a server actually. One way is you can bring a server within your company. Like this is a server which is there within your company. So you can bring a server within your company, or you can keep the server at some other place. That is at some other data center. Some other company will manage your company's server. Like Amazon is a company. Suppose you are working in a company with the name ABC. This ABC server, this ABC company will keep their servers in Amazon company, because they have many advantages, financial wise and security wise. There are many advantages there. So they will keep these servers in some other data center, Amazon data center or Microsoft data center, or Google or HP or IBM. There are many data centers there, so they will keep servers there. That is actually cloud computing. Okay, so if you go to cloud computing also, there are many topics in cloud computing where the topics are directly related to server administration and network administration. For example, there is a topic called IP addressing. I'll just go to my existing classes here. Like this is my CCNA class. All these are class notes actually. If I open a file here, like say subnetting, this is a concept called subnetting. You can see there are some calculations here. I have done some calculations, IP addressing and all those things. So this subnetting is one of the most important. The IP address or subnetting is one of the most important topic that a networking person should learn. Okay, so when you learn this IP addressing and subnetting, when you get the perfection in this IP addressing and subnetting, and when you go to cloud computing, things will look much more easier for you, because whenever you make some configuration in a cloud, we are assigning a IP, we are making a server, we are making some changes in server, there is something called route table and all those things. So these concepts you're already learning in MCSE and CCN. So when you go to the cloud computing, you're using these concepts. You're not learning IP addressing cloud computing. I repeat, you're not learning IP address concept in cloud computing. You're using IP address concept in cloud computing. So where do you learn IP address concept? You learn IP address concept in CCNA. Where you learn the server concept, you learn server concepts in MCSE or Linux. You're learning these concepts here and you're using the concepts over the cloud. Okay, fine. Our server is ready here, friends. So let us just go to this server and see how it looks. So this is my server. It is called India/administrator. Okay, so I will just enter into the server and just show you how it looks. Now, this is your server. Now you must be thinking that like it is looking like your Windows 10 operating system, right? If you think in that way, you are 100% correct. Actually, this server will look something like Windows 10. You are familiar with this option, first of all. If I go here, you know all these options, right? C drive, D drive, E drive, documents, desktop. But actually this is not a Windows 10 machine here, friends. This is a server machine. And this server machine has the options that we have in Windows 8 or Windows 10. Operating wise, it is same. But configuration and administration wise, it is different. For example, if I go to an option like tools, and there is the option called Active Directory users and computers. This is one of the most important tool we have in our server. So now we can see there is something called accounts department here, and we have some users here like Aman, Anamika, Bunny. We have finance here. In finance, we have some users like Rahul, John Cena, Jaya, Deepika, Ronaldo. And we have like marketing. We have some users here like Ramos, Federer, Rooney, Rohan, Sai. Sales, we have some other users. Okay, IT, we have some other users. See, whatever you see here, if I go to IT, we see users like Mamta, Nitin, Pogba, Priyanka. We have these 4 people working in IT department. But in this server, this people information did not come automatically, friends. I repeat, this people information did not come automatically. The administrator has created these things. For example, I'll show one simple example. Right click on this IT. I'll just create a user here. Like suppose I'm creating a user here with the name Virat Kohli. Okay, the user is already there actually. So I'll just go with some other user here. I'll say like Yuvraj Singh. Yuvraj. He's not here, so I'm making his account here. And there are certain options we need to see here. See, can you see Yuvraj Singh created here now? This account Yuvraj Singh is added in our server now. Now, if you go to Yuvraj Singh, right click on Yuvraj Singh. If you go to properties, here we can add Yuvraj Singh phone number, something, something, something. Here we can add Yuvraj Singh mail ID like uv@gmail.com, something like this, whatever. If you go to address, we can see the information. We can add the information of, we can add the address of Yuvraj, street, PO box, city, zip, country, region, whatever. Just say apply and say okay. See, Yuvraj Singh is ready here. So what I have done here is I have done the configuration in our server. And what configuration I have done? I have created a user. So when you see the configuration that I have done, was it difficult for you to understand what I have done there? I just created a user and there are some default options available. I just use those default options and I did my configuration. This is what server configurations will be. This is what routers and switch configurations will be. The options are already available. We should simply use and we should simply configure these devices. So servers will come in this MCSE course. Okay, and routers and switches will come in this CCNA course. So these are the 2 courses. These are mandatory for you to get a job in IT, to get a job in networking, or to go in like the other technologies like securities, cloud computing, VMware, hacking, and all those things. These are the 2 courses. These are mandatory. Okay, friends. So to again, I'll just be waiting for like 30 seconds here. If there is anything add, if there is any question, hopefully we can address all your queries. Take your time, please.
Like you have added the Yuvraj Singh. In that way, we can give the permission to that person, right?
Exactly. Okay, I'll just show
So,
you one simple example again. Yuvraj Singh is added here. Let me just create the folder here. Some XYZ folder. Let's say I'm creating 2007 T20 World Cup. I'm just adding this. So there is a file here. Let's say 6s. Just a file. Now, if I right click on this folder and if I go to properties here, there is your option called sharing. Okay, the folder is not shared with anyone as of now. So I need to click on share. Now I'm sharing the folder. With whom I'm sharing the folder? Can I share the folder with a user like say Dhoni, check names. There is no user with the name Dhoni. He is not created. Okay, so I'll be sharing with Yuvraj Singh. I say why you? So Yuvraj Singh, I'll say okay. And what permissions I'm giving here? I'm giving full permissions to Yuvraj Singh. He can read as well as he can write. So once I click on share here, this folder is successfully shared with Yuvraj Singh. Now maybe Yuvraj Singh is sitting somewhere in Dubai. Maybe Yuvraj Singh is sitting somewhere in Alaska. Maybe he's in Australia, maybe he's in Russia. Yuvraj Singh can connect to the server and he can access his 2007 T20. If you go to this scenario here, friends, that folder is here, 2000 T20, and Yuvraj is sitting somewhere on this computer. Actually, he's sitting somewhere here, maybe. Okay, so we have already permitted Yuvraj to access that folder. Now, who can access this folder actually? Only Yuvraj can access the folder from his computer. No other user like Kunali, Rahul, or Azhar can access, because we have not given any permission to these users. We have given permissions only to Yuvraj Singh, so only Yuvraj Singh can access the folder. So see, was it difficult for us to understand how to configure it?
So if Yuvraj Singh is leaving the company or moving, switching to another LOBR process from
Okay,
IT department, then how we are going to remove him from
okay.
that
If
project?
you're okay, if you're like, suppose imagine Yuvraj Singh is moving from one department to another department. If you want to remove the permission, right click again, go to properties, go to sharing, click on share. Can you see Yuvraj Singh here? Can you see remove option? Just say remove, share,
Yes.
done. Now, can he access the folder? No, he cannot access the folder. If Yuvraj Singh is leaving the job, that is possible, right? He is moving to some other company. Then you know what to do. Right click on this and say delete, delete his account. Or if Yuvraj Singh is on vacation for like 1 week, 5 days, 10 days, whatever, then we have to disable the account.
Why we need to disable the account if he is on vacation? What would be the reason? Hello.
Hello. Yeah, man. Sorry for the disconnection. Actually, there was a problem here with the connectivity. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, man. Thanks for waiting here. Actually, there was some issue. Okay,
Uh,
anyhow,
that's
what
fine.
was the question? Yeah, question was like, can we uh, give the permission? So we have seen like how to give the permissions and all those things. Okay, fine.
The question was if Yuvraj is going on vacation, and like you mentioned that we can disable his account.
Yeah.
Um, why would we need to disable his account? Means
Okay, it's a very
there would
simple
be.
question, but I hope you will answer this question. So just take some more time. Just stress yourself. My question here
Yeah.
is,
Uh,
okay, I'll put the same question to you here, friends. If Yuvraj Singh is on vacation for like 10 days, 5 days, whatever, it is better if you disable the account. Now I'm putting the same question to you. Can you please guess and tell me why it is better to keep the account disabled?
so he couldn't access the like
Who couldn't
work.
access?
Yuvraj.
Yuvraj is not there in the company, right? He is somewhere in Dubai now. The company is in India. He's in Dubai on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some other people are working in company.
Yes.
Okay, they can misuse his account. They can try to access his account. This is again a simple way of hacking. Hacking does not mean
Okay.
like, person is sitting somewhere in like, China and he's accessing India's server. No, okay, that is one way of hacking, but this is again one way of hacking. So if a person is not working in a company, his account should be deleted. If a person is on vacation for on leave for like more than 1 or 2 days, then the account should be disabled so that no other person can misuse. Actually, this is a very common work we do actually. Very common work. If there are 3,000 people in a company, friends, every week maybe like 2, 3, 5 accounts, 10 accounts, 20 accounts, we enable, disable, enable, disable. Some people will take
Mhm.
vacation for like 3 days, 5 days, right? So like this. Okay, that is the reason we have to disable. And once he is back, okay, I said disable here. The account Yuvraj Singh has been disabled. And once he is back, right click on this and just say enable the account. All these things we have to see in more details actually in our course, but as of now, this is the scenario. We can enable and disable the account. So we have
Okay.
seen many major things here, like giving permissions and permissions to
Removing
the
from the
user.
account.
Yeah, we have enabling this. We have seen how to enable and disable, and we know what is the delete option. Okay, so just remember one thing forever. Whenever you do any course, any networking course, just remember like the devices we need to configure, and there is already a design in our device. Design in the sense there is already something like a script, or I can say the options are already available. So we should simply use the options. We should simply know how to use those options. Then we can simply configure and do administration. The
Okay.
options are
There's one more question. Sorry for interruption.
no problem. Go ahead,
Uh,
please.
in a company, there are 500 people are working on a
Okay.
system, and they are getting the same permissions. Like they can only access the the software, some tools. like
Okay.
sending emails and receiving emails and some information like means code whatever it is. And there are 500
Mhm.
people, and we don't have the option to do that one by one and giving them one by one permission to all of them. So
Yeah.
there is any option that we can select 500 people at the same time and give them the same like permissions, or need
Of
to do
course,
one by one?
no, no, of course that is possible. Like, there is a file here called user. If you open this file, see how many users you see here, user 1, 2, 3, 4. I have showed you how to create Yuvraj Singh, right?
Yeah.
If you want to create more users, then we can use a concept called script. There are certain
Correct.
scripts we can use, and by using those scripts, we can do more configuration in less time. Like, for example, I'll give a simple example. There are, like, suppose imagine 700 computers.
Mhm.
One of the main work of administrator is to install operating system. You know how to install operating system? Don't worry, it will take like 2 classes for us to see. We'll see that in coming classes. But installation of operating system is one of the work. If you want to install operating system in 700 computers separately, it may take like more than 1 month.
So,
Okay, now forget about operating system. Suppose you are installing some application like say antivirus. If you are installing antivirus in 700 computers separately, going to each and every computer by reaching each and every computer, it may take like more than 8 days or 10 days. But what we do
mm,
here is we use a server here, and by using a server, we do the installation, we do the antivirus installation in all the 700 computers within like 10 minutes. Okay, so that option is available here. We can do the configuration individually, or we can do the configuration like on a group or like multiple users or computers. Both the options are possible.
okay. So we need to give the command to the server, and then the server will do the process.
Not
That's it.
not majorly commands. Actually, here it is in Windows, it is most of the graphics. Like when we created user Yuvraj Singh, we have used the graphics there, right? We use right click, next, okay, cancel. So like this also we can do. And if you want to do in commands, that is also possible. Actually, I have already created a book here. This book is for your Windows Server Administration. I'll be sharing this lab manual with you. You'll be getting the recorded classes as well as you'll be getting this lab manual. And this lab manual, I have written the commands as well as the theory and the graphical practicals. This is the book you will get.
Okay.
I'll be sharing all these documents with you. Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
okay. Like I am means this is new for me,
Okay.
and if I go for it and go for an interview, can
Mhm.
I be selected in the interview because I don't have no basics, nothing like.
Okay. Okay. See, interviews will be conducted in different ways. Like if you're a fresher, your interview questions will be like, suppose, they will ask you a question like 2 plus 2, how much? This is your interview question if you're a fresher. If you're having some experience, like your question can be like 5 multiply by like 25, how much? A bit tougher question. But if you're having like 5-6 years and more than 5-6 years of questions, maybe they will ask you about some theorems. They may say like, what is Pythagoras theorem? So the interview is not a big deal. I always say this here, friends. I'll just write it here. I'll make this as a record here, so see carefully. There are 4 stages of our career. One stage is learning. Second stage is exam. Third stage is interview. And the fourth stage is job. Now, out of these 4 stages, can you guess like which will be the most difficult for us? Of course, we need to accept something will be difficult, something will be easy, but which is more difficult? What you think?
If we means learning, if we learn, then can crack other three.
Learning is the most difficult part actually. I'm not saying it is difficult. I'm just comparing these 4. I showed you how to create Yuvraj user. I showed you how to enable disable. If you feel it is difficult, then it's very difficult, right? It's not difficult, it's a very simple process. Okay, but still learning is difficult because you are learning something for the first time. Remember, when we started learning how to ride a bicycle, it was not easy. We have fallen down here and there, we broke our knee maybe, right? We can see that
Yeah.
learning is always like a bit extra effort we need to put. But interview, if they ask you some question like again the same question, 2 plus 2 how much, will it be difficult for you to answer like 2 plus 2 is 4? Of course no, because you know the answer. Now in coming in our in networking interview, if they say like how to disable and enable account, is it difficult for you to answer now? Of course no, you can say
No.
like go to that user, go to properties, then we can enable and disable. So interview is not a difficult thing. If you are a fresher, I repeat this, if you are a fresher, your interviews will be conducted in some other manner. If you are having like experience of like 6-7 years of experience, your interview will be conducted in some other manner. That's the difference in interview. So if you're a fresher, whatever, see today what we have discussed is the most basic thing. In coming 3-4 classes, 5 classes, we will simply discuss very basic thing. Within like 5-6 classes, you feel like, okay, this is my field. I can do whatever I can do in this. I can go as far as I can go. So if you know the basics, the administration part will be easy. So the next 4-5 classes will be all basics. That is from Monday. So it will be very easy for you to understand like what is networking, how to make a network, types of networks, what is server, router. There is a sequence, there is a process of learning. So in a very sequential manner, we will just learn everything. It will not be difficult for you. Job will not be difficult, interview will not be difficult, exam will not be difficult. Actually, you are spending the most difficult part of your career with me, that is learning. I'll just try to make sure like this learning process will be much more easier, much more interactive, and much more uh, I can say happier. In a happier means, if you like something, learning something, you'll feel happy, right? So I'll just try to make things easier for you. The remaining three things, no need to worry as of now.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome, man. So this is the whole story. Okay, so the MCSE class, we are starting from Monday 7 a.m. We already have some people there, so this is a 7 a.m. class. And CCNA same day at 9:45 a.m. because I have some class in between 8:30, so the CCNA new class will be 9:45, MCSE will be 7. If you're not doing any other work, friend, if you're not learning any other course, it will not be difficult for any person to learn 2 courses in a single day. MCSE, we are learning about server configuration and computer configuration. In CCNA, we are learning about router configuration and switch configuration. Have you missed anything? Did we miss anything here? This is your whole computer network, computer, server, router, and switch. So in MCSE, we are learning about server administration. CCNA, we are learning about network administration, that is router and switch administration. So if you are willing to come, you can come for both the courses. Then you'll get the package actually. That will be useful for you financially also. That is a package. So Monday 7 a.m. will be the first class. It will be the demo class. Like 2-3 classes will be again very basics. You should know what is a network, types of networks, how to make connections, what cables we use, whether it is wire network or wireless network. These are very interesting topics that we need to see, and that will start on Monday at 7 a.m. And the same day we'll go with the CCNA at 9:45 a.m.
Is any another time slot to take the classes if by chance?
Right now I am not available for any other time. Whatever time slots I am available, I am busy with the other classes. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so CCNA maybe we can delay for like 1 or 2 days, but MCSE will start for sure on Monday at 7 a.m. Like I said, we already have some people there. We'll be adding some more people today and tomorrow, and hopefully the classes will begin. 7 a.m. is the slot I have as of now. Okay, you will get recorded classes every day. You will get the recorded class, and as well as you will get the lab books. You will get the classroom notes, and I'll be providing some interview questions. Actually, I'll be preparing you for interview in this course itself, in the class itself. Like whatever topic we have done yesterday, the same topic will continue today, and we'll have some interview questions from this particular topic. So these are the things. Recorded classes will be provided by management, but I'll be providing all this, as well as I'll provide you the softwares to do all practicals. The last 4 things will be provided by me, and the recorded classes will be provided by the management. But the class will be like Monday morning 7 a.m. Okay, there is a question here like what is the course duration and fees? Course duration for MCSE will be like 40 days maximum, and course duration for like CCNA will be like 40 days maximum. And coming to fees here, friends, fees, the management people, they will call you now within like half an hour or 1 hour. They will discuss about fees and everything. There are certain things they will discuss with you, like if you're coming for MCSE only, or if you're coming for CCN only. If you're coming for both, there is a package, so they will discuss with you other. So they will call you within like half an hour, 1 hour, or maybe you can call to them. I'll just share their number, and there you can discuss the fees and all the details. Wait a second. 9246 212143. So you can call on this number and you can talk to her, and the team will be like explaining you about the fees and all those things. One thing is for sure, like if you want to make a career, these are the 2 courses you have to do. There is no alternate for this. You have to do these 2 courses, and you can just move ahead in your career.
Hi Shikil sir, can you hear me? Azad this side.
Yes, yeah. So go ahead, please.
Yeah sir, like if I am taking both the courses means, so like at the end of 40 days I'll be having good knowledge on this MCSE and CCNA, am I right?
Exactly.
Okay, so if I'm taking the parallel classes means, right? So
Yeah, you
40
can
days
take
I can
parallel.
complete both the courses.
Exactly. If you take parallel classes, then 40 days you can complete. If you go separately, like once first MCSA, then CCNA, 40 days, it will be like 80 days or maybe like more than 80 days here and there. So it is up to 3 months. So I always say this, it is very easy for anyone to go with 2 classes parallelly.
Okay, so for this 9:45 class, so how long it will go sir, like duration,
Nine,
class duration
nine,
each day?
each day, it will be minimum for like 60 minutes
Okay,
up to
2
like
hours, sorry 1 hour,
70,
okay.
1 hour and 1 hour 10 minutes. Some days, maybe like Saturdays, we can just take a bigger class. See, initially if you take a class for like 45 minutes to 15 minutes for like 2-3 days, it is more than enough. But once we get into the subject, if I take a class for 2 hours also, that will not be difficult for you. I will not take 2 hours for sure, but I'm just giving example here. Once you know the technologies, once you are in a flow, then time will not matter there. But every day on average, the classes will be like for 60 to 70 minutes.
Okay, what about Saturdays, Sundays also class will be there or else like only weekdays, sir? Like
No, classes will be there from Monday till
Friday
Saturday. No,
or
no,
Saturday.
Saturday.
Okay.
We are Indians, man. We work for 6 days, right? So
Yeah.
in some cases, if we need some extra topics or if we need some extra labs and all those things, we may go on Sunday, but not forcefully. If there are like 7 people in a class, if everyone agrees, then maybe. But 99% cases, no class on Sunday, because I too have a life, you too have a life. We need some break
Yes.
in between at least for a day. But classes will be for
Yes.
like 6 days a week.
Yes. Sir, like one more thing, this CCNA, this Cisco certification is there, right? Like
Yeah.
after the CCNA, like lots of certifications are there, right? The CCNP is there,
Huh.
and lots of courses are there. I'm not aware of that. So, like,
Huh.
how about those things and also like this is best thing or looks like we are in intermediate? This both the courses,
No,
like
there are actually
how is
some levels. There is something called associate level, professional level, and expert level. So
okay?
when we come for the CCNA class, then it will take me one class to explain what is CCNA, what after CCNA, then what we can do after that CCNP. There is something called NANPIE, to be in like talk in a simple way, NANPIE. But again, there are many things between like NANPIE. So it will take one class for me to explain. That will be the demo class of your CCNA first class.
Okay, and sir, this one, this exam as well we have to write, right, for the
Yeah,
CCNA Cisco certification. So those things
exactly.
and all, how will you be covering or how is it, sir? Like,
I'll be covering for sure. That is the class for CCNA. That is the first class for CCNA. Examination, how to go for exam. I already wrote here, right? Exam is one of the part of your career. Where I have written. here, exam. After learning, we have to go with exam. But again, right now we are not in a position to discuss about exam. Very sorry to this. Maybe it will take like 20 to half an hour for me to explain about exams and the exam pattern and where to go and write the exam. So this we will see in our CCNA first class. Of course, CCNA first class will be free. Free means, you know, we can simply register and we can attend the class without paying the fees. So then if you can come, please, I'll be in a much better position to explain you things in a much better way actually.
Okay, okay, sure, sir. Yeah, understood. So like that exams and all from everywhere, like from online we can write, right? Or else we have to go to the center and have to write that CCNA, that
Actually, till now it was like go to center, but because of this COVID, these
COVID.
people are conducted. Pearson View is the center actually. These are
Okay,
the people who conduct the examination. So last time when I have seen this, like 2 months before, they were conducting exams from the home. Means they are allowing people to write the exams from their home.
so that you can easily
I'm not.
pass, right?
Say COVID-19 coronavirus situation, testing centers to review the health. Appointment availability is limited due to social distancing precautions and various by location. Please note that the customer. Okay, they are like, you know, allowing you to go to the center. But see, you said like to pass easily from home, right? No, of course no. If I say like if you're in home or if you're in this examination center, it is see, you have not done MCSE CCNA, right? If I say like
Correct.
within next 10 days, you will become CCNA certified person without learning even one topic from CCNA. Will you believe me if I say like this?
Uh, I'm not
No,
sure
right?
on this.
Yeah,
No.
because you know how we went for the school and college exams, because we do what we do, we just learn the topic subject first, then we go for examination, right? But there is a different way of exams here. Whenever you're writing any online examination, there is something called dumps. Again, I'll come to dumps in our CCNA first class in more details, but I'll just give an example here. Dumps means actually, if I say go home and read these 250 question answers, questions plus answers, you are having questions and answers here. If I say read these 250 question answers, and most of the question answers are multiple choice question answers, so how much time it will take for you to memorize these 250 questions and answers? And like I said, most of them are like multiple choice question answers.
Mm, like 2 hours, 3 hours it will take. Depends on the
Okay.
question
Okay,
and the answer.
for example, imagine every day you are preparing only 25 questions. So next 10 days you can prepare 250 questions, right? You have prepared
Correct.
250 questions, and on 11th day you are appearing for the examination. In examination, you will get between 50 to 60 questions. And you know, all these 50 to 60 questions will come from these 250 questions. It's like, you know,
Okay.
normally we call paper leak in our school college language. Okay, so this is the way to
Yeah.
write the exam. It's not paper leak anyway. That is the process of writing any online exam or most of the online exams. You already have dumps. This is called dumps.
Okay.
So in
So
these
like
dumps,
it's like from old exams taken questions. Am I right?
something like that. That is what we think in school, college actually, right? We used to see like, okay, last 2, 3 years,
Previous year
this was the
question paper.
question.
Uh, Question bank like that.
Exactly.
Okay, okay.
Question bank, something like. But here it is 100% guaranteed that from these 250 questions, your questions will come in exam. This is not cheating, first of all. Of course, this is not cheating. This is the way to go for exam. So that is the reason I said no need to worry about exam, no need to worry about interview. If you know the subject, you know you can answer the questions. And coming to job, you know how to ride a bicycle or maybe a bike, you know how to do that, so you can do it easily, right? So if you know how to configure router switch and server, you can do this configuration here. So again, I'll repeat in a simple way, job, interview and exams are the secondary thing, and this we should not spend too much time, like, you know, thinking as of now. I can say with my experience one thing, like these are the most easiest thing a person will do in his career. The most difficult thing here is always
Learning.
learning. So coming to examination, it is not difficult to pass the exam.
Okay. Fine, sir. Actually, one of my friend is also there. Okay, he is from he was writing the government exams and he can't able to get a job. So right now he's also like looking for a job. So he's from engineering background only and having a gap of 5 years. So if he take
Mhm.
this course and he is completing after like 40 days, whether he'll get a job or not, sir, can you just tell me that, or else like
See,
can you give me some suggestions for him, like what
okay,
can
good
be?
question. See, these networking courses are for any person. It's not compulsory that you should have engineering, and in this engineering you should have so and so. I have trained people from mechanical background, civil background, electronical background, BCom, MBA, MCA, in MBA. Like, it's open for all, because when you start MCAC, like I said you 20 minutes before, we are starting from scratch. We are starting from the
No, actually,
most
starting
basic.
I didn't join for the 15 to 20 minutes. I got some connectivity issue. Later on only I
Okay.
joined. That's why I'm asking this. Sorry, I missed those concepts.
Um, okay, yeah, no, I'm coming there only. I understood your question, no issues. So I'm saying like anyone can learn these courses, okay? And coming to your
Okay,
friend who has like 5 years of experience, now for him in companies, actually in big companies, it is very difficult to explain in big companies like what you have done in this last 5 years. If he has done some
correct.
other work, then it is okay. But if he goes to company by saying like, okay, I have done these courses now, I'm a fresher, company will accept him. If not, like maybe there are 5% companies there, they will say like how much percentage you have in 10th and intermediate and the graduation, right? There are only 5% companies, or maybe 3 to 4% company. Remaining 95% companies, they just need a candidate with some graduation and a concept of the networking. So if your friend has any number of years of gap or whatever he has done in his college, if he learn from the basics, he is more than ready to make a career for next 12, 15, 20 years in networking.
Okay, okay, understood.
Career we are not making for 3 months or 6 months, right? If you make a career,
Yes,
it is
yes.
for like lifelong. We cannot simply
Lifelong.
shift from football to cricket within a day, right? Same here.
Correct, correct. Okay, okay, understood. So in here, this during this course, like, are we going to learn this Linux and all, or only from Windows platform only we'll learn?
This is only Windows platform. Windows platform and Linux platform, theoretically most of the things are same. Most of the
Okay,
concepts, like there is a DNS we are learning in Windows, there will be DNS in Linux. DHCP we are learning here, DHCP will be there in Linux. I have trained people on Linux also, so I know what is there in Windows and what is there in Linux. But here we are learning only about Windows. Like when you talk about CCNA, we are talking about Cisco routers. Cisco is a company that is offering you these courses.
correct. Yeah.
Okay, Cisco. So Cisco is a very famous company. But besides Cisco, there is one more company called Juniper. Juniper is a company that also offers you routers. There is one more company called Huawei. This is also a company that offers you routers as well as the courses. But are we learning Huawei or Juniper? No, we are learning only CCNA, right? Now see, if you learn
Yes.
CCNA, the technology will be same in Juniper and some other company router.
Okay.
Okay, so we are not learning Linux here. We are learning only Windows. For Linux, there is a separate course.
Okay, fine. Okay. For separate course means like what it is, sir? Can you tell me that?
Separate class. When I say separate course, it is separate class.
Okay, for those other networks, like for this Huawei and for this Juniper, and all separate courses should be there.
Yeah, but don't need to learn Juniper and Huawei. Just go for CCNA. That is enough.
Okay, okay, fine.
I just
Uh,
compare. Yeah.
okay, fine. These are all for my friend. Okay, right now I'm asking for myself. Okay, so
Okay.
like I had seen one job, like network test engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like in
Mm-hmm.
that, like I just wanted to know, like, how can I switch the career to that way, like a network test engineer? Like, do you have any knowledge or do you have any suggestion for me?
See, in once you go to the networking,
Okay,
wait a second.
okay. Because I am from
Okay.
testing background,
Okay.
so I got to see this job opportunity, like software, not software. It is like a network test engineer. So for that, actually, I'm having a testing background.
Mm-hmm.
So for that, I just needed this networking concepts to just combine both the things so that I can able to become network test engineer.
Exactly. So when you can become a network test engineer, you can become a next network test engineer if you know how the network is working. particularly how a
Correct.
product is working, like a router, switch, and all those things. So first of all,
Yes.
you should know what is this device, how to install and how to configure. Then you can test whether the device is working properly or not, or whether there is an issue or not in the hardware or the software or whatever.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. Okay. Okay. So for this, I have to be clear on these concepts, MCSA and CCNA, so that it will be helpful to find the issues in those things. Am I right?
Whatever path you are selecting in network, if you are good in Windows administration and CCNA, all the other paths will be easy for you, including network test engineer or cloud computing or security or whatever.
Okay, okay. So those are different domains, right? The security and one more you said no. What was it?
I can say within networking domains, those are subdomains.
Okay, so subdomains. Okay, okay.
If I say programming is a domain, then it is different and networking is different, right? I'm saying all this comes under networking, but we have like different paths. Like, school, once you finish your school, you can choose maybe science or maybe mathematics or maybe English. It's up to you. But without the school, you cannot choose anything in intermediate, right? So now this MCSE session is like school. Then we'll choose the path where we are going, where we are moving.
Okay, sir. Yes, yes, understood. What about this programming knowledge? So, like, is there any programming language you are going to use here for
Okay, good
automation
question again.
purpose? Or...
But as of now, there is no programming language we need to learn. But after like some years, there is one programming language you should learn, that is Python. Like you said,
Mm,
for automation and all those things.
yeah, yeah,
That
Python,
is
I'm familiar on that. Yeah.
that is export level. It will
Okay.
not be used in every company, but in most of the companies at expert level for cloud computing or for security or whatever, they go with the Python language. After getting 3, 4, 5 years of experience, maybe we are working there.
Okay, okay, fine, fine, understood, sir. So cloud is a different domain and the security is different domain. This networking is different domain. Am I right?
Uh,
Or
Again,
altogether
this
is
here.
only same?
No. They all, okay, I'll just put it like this. This is your administration domain, for example. Wait a second.
Okay, like system admin, you are telling. Okay,
Okay, this is your one domain. That is your administration domain. Now, within this
okay.
administration domain, this is your system administration. This is your network administration. Okay, this is your cloud administration. Okay, this is some security administration. All these are under this networking concepts only, networking domain only. I'm saying these are the subdomains in networking. If you say like you are a security engineer and if I say like I'm a cloud administrator, we both belongs to the same domain, but within the domain you're in some subdomain, I'm in some other subdomain.
Okay, okay, understood. But but altogether all are interrelated only.
Exactly. All are
Okay,
interrelated. I showed you, right? You cannot
yes, yes,
learn cloud computing and security without the concept of MCSE and CCN.
clear, sir. Understood. Yeah.
Okay, man. Thank you. Any other questions from you or Rahul? I'll be here for like some more time. It's already a
So
bit
this the
more time actually.
certification also for this MSSE. This are also the exam is there, right? For Microsoft
No, no,
Certified System
no.
Admin.
Right now, there is no exam for MCSE. And Microsoft people have stopped conducting exams for MCSE. We need to only learn the course.
Okay,
MCSE exams wait till there only February 2021, like 4 months before they stop the exams. Actually, MCSE CCN are the oldest, one of the oldest certifications we have in IT. They are there from
okay,
1990s actually, but Microsoft, they are moving into cloud, so they are just clubbing everything into cloud. There is something called a
okay.
Microsoft Azure. So that is
Yes,
the place
Azure,
where
sir.
where we are moving.
Okay, okay,
So
fine,
if
understood, sir.
we have the knowledge, then we can go for interview. So can select it, get selected.
Sorry, Rahul, your voice is not clear. Can you repeat your question?
So like you mentioned, this for the exams for the MCSE
Mhm.
is no more available. So if we
Yeah.
learn this topic or uh, so after that if we go for an interview
Mhm.
without certification, it will be
Mhm.
valid because
It will be
maybe they will
no. It will be valid. The reason why it is valid because you're not only learning MCSE, you're learning as well as CCNA, right? Only on MCSE you're not getting a job. Only on CCNA you're not getting a job. See,
okay.
certifications are not available, but what about servers? They are still available.
Yes,
They are still
yeah,
available in companies. the servers will be available forever actually. You know, certification they stop, but I'll just go to a Microsoft website. Okay, I'll just show this in coming classes, but as of now I can say don't worry about certifications of MCSE. Certifications are not available as of now, but the knowledge is mandatory. It should be there on your resume, on your CV. MCSE must be written only training, and if you want to go for certification, CCNA is a certification that you can go for.
Sure. Thank you.
And actually, thank you, man. And actually, if you're having the CCNA certification on your resume, that means you're putting some weight in your resume. A company
Yes,
will
you're right.
think and you know, approach you in some other way, because you know, certifications will put a lot of things into our career. Certifications are always used by the company also in a way for some their reasons. What reasons that we will see again later. But certification is a very important thing. Maybe you're a BCom graduate, or maybe a BSc graduate, or an engineer, or a postgraduate, or MCA, MBA, whatever you do. If you have this online exam, especially CCNA certification, it's a huge plus point for us.
Thank you for the details. It is
Thanks,
very
man. Thanks for
so.
yeah. Thank you. Thanks for asking all these questions. So it was a good session for me also. Like it was like very interactive. Okay, so these are the things we are starting from. I have written the date here. Yeah, Monday we'll be starting these
Monday.
courses. Yeah, Monday like 1 or 2 classes you can come. It will be like the introduction classes. I'll be discussing more about the basics and all those things. So slowly and steadily you'll enter into the administration. You will feel administration very easy, because just remember one thing: each and every option is there in server, router, and switch. You should simply know how to use them and how to do administration by using those options. We are not making anything from our side. We are not adding anything from our side. We added Yuvraj Singh there, but the options are available to add Yuvraj Singh. So we used those options and we added Yuvraj Singh. That's it. Okay. Thank you, man. Thanks for joining.
Shakil
Yeah.
sir, one final question. Like, I
Yeah,
just
please.
wanted to know about yourself, like what and all you currently, where you are working, like what and all you have done. That's what. Simple.
Okay, I'll just summarize myself in like as simple as process. I started my career way back in 2005 actually. Then, you know, learning hardware was a huge thing. You know, I was very famous in my locality because, you know, in 2005, 2006, they used to say like, okay, this person knows about computer hardware. It was the time then, 15 years before, right? Okay. Then I did MCSE and CCNA in 2007. Actually, I did some work on hardware. It was like very important, very good job then, considered, you know, very less people know how to open a computer, how to do the installation, how to know the parts of the machine and all those things. So for like 15 to 18 months I was working as a hardware engineer. Then I have done this administration part, MCSE and CCNA. Then it was Windows Server 2003. Right now we are using 2016 and 19, but it was Windows Server 2003. The client operating system was Windows 98 or Windows XP. Hardly anyone knows like about Windows 98 nowadays. Maybe XP, they heard about XP, but that time it was something like this. Then, you know, I was working for some years there on Windows and network side. Okay, so then, you know, I have moved into like CCNP and CCIE. In the year 2012, I did my CCIE. In CCIE, there are 2 exams. I have done only 1 exam, that is theory. The other exam was lab. I could not do lab for some other reasons, but I am happy right now because I have chosen some other path. But anyhow, I have done CCNP and CCIE. CCNP and CCIE was considered a huge thing till 2010-12. But after 10-12, especially after 13, actually, things have changed. Then there was a technology called VMware, or we call it as virtualization actually. It was a huge thing in 6-7 years before. So I have done virtualization, I have done some work there. Then, you know, Linux administration obviously it is needed. Now, as of now, I'm into like cloud. I am taking these AWS classes also here, but these are the things I have done. But in between, after CCNA and CCNP, see, once you move into a path, there are many paths we need to just carry forward with us. And one of the thing I have done here was CCNA and CCNP security. This was your question actually, Azhar, like what else we have after CCNA. So you have like security, wireless, collaboration, many things that we will discussing when the CCNA starts for the first class. But
Okay, sure,
see,
sir. Yeah.
I have been working and I have been like taking classes for most of the technologies, not for NA and NP, but I have taken many, like trained many people on virtualization, Linux, as of on cloud. But I started my journey as a trainer from MCAC. Working wise, I have done most of the things, but training wise, I have done this many things. So 12-13 years of career means we have to go with like many things. We cannot stick only to like one or two technologies. If you're good in this MCAC and CCNA, I repeat, from my experience and from all of my friends' experience, if you're good in this MCAC and CCNA concepts, then the remaining concepts will like, you can simply play. It will be more easier for you. It will be more easier for you to understand. The main thing is server administration and network administration. But this is my whole story, my career.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. I understood how strong
Thank
you are
you.
now.
Okay, I have some experience, I can say that much, but this is what I have. Okay, so hopefully we'll just try to make sessions as better as possible. Okay, so anything else here, friends? I'll be here for 30 more seconds. Class is already for like 1 hour 30 minutes. Maybe there was interruption for 5 minutes, that's it. But overall, it was a good session for me. So if there is
Yeah. Thank you so
anything
much,
else,
sir,
we
for
will
your
see.
valuable time. Yeah.
Okay, man.
Alright,
Thanks for joining. Thank you to actually joining this session. And hopefully Monday will be the first class. So just take your time. Just try to. This video will be uploaded on YouTube, Durgasoft to YouTube channel. So you can go to this Durgasoft YouTube channel after like 2-3 hours. You can see this video there. So just try to revise. And if you have any other queries, any other doubts, any other questions, whatever, hopefully on Monday we will come and we can clear everything on Monday. So Monday, Tuesday will be again very basic things about MCAC and all the networks. Then slowly and steadily we'll peak our course. We'll just go into the administration, then things will be on a different level. Okay, friends, thank you. Thanks for joining. Have a nice day. Have a nice weekend and hope to see you again on Monday.
you too, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Bye. Take care.
Bye. Take care.